It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, carrying on with our 4 for £6 supermarket beer challenge, if you like. This is McEwan's Champion Whisky Edition, coming in at 5.8% ABV. McEwan's were acquired by Wells & Youngs probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. They have these kind of same Wells & Youngs stumpy bottles. Here's the bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. I must admit, the original McEwan's Champion, I did not like. Just didn't like it. I just wonder what this is like. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass then. I'm going to be honest, we've reviewed 2 beers from the 4 for £6 from the supermarket. One was dreadful from Marston's. One was particularly very, very good from Wells & Youngs. I'm just wondering what this is going to be like. I'm a little bit apprehensive, as I didn't like the first edition or the original McEwan's Champion. I didn't like that at all. This is a 2-finger tan-ish coloured head, slightly off-white if you want. Good levels of carbonation. I don't know if you can see the carbonation there, but it's good carbonation. It's got a rummy, dark red look to it, clear in the glass. Aroma, I'm expecting some whiskey. I'm getting biscuity, bready malts. Touch of citrus maybe. Touch of wood. Maybe the slight hint of whiskey. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's drinkable. I remember absolutely hating, I'm going to be honest with you, the original McEwan's Champion before it was taken over by Wells & Youngs. I think it was about 7%. It was a bonkersly high ABV beer. I can't quite remember what it tasted like now, but I just remember not liking it at all. This, on the other hand, is a completely different beer. There's a lightness to it. It's quite a strong ale at 5.8% ABV, but it's like a light-footed heavyweight champion. It's like a heavyweight champion that's big and heavy, but he can still dance around the ring. Biscuity, bready malts, touch of spice on the back end, touch of bitterness. Easy drinking, good levels of carbonation. There's a longing flavour, a flavour that hangs around. I can describe it as a mixture of spice and licorice that really just kind of lingers around on the back of the palate. As I mentioned in previous reviews, I don't normally do the whole supermarket beer scene, the whole 4 for £6 or whatever, you know, but I was in there today looking at the vast amount of beer now in bottles on the shelves, and I've reviewed probably 98% of it. And then you see 4 bottles that might interest you, and you think to yourself, why not? Do you know what? Why not? Because let's not forget, my channel, when I first started the channel, pardon me, was all about supermarket beer. It's all we did. It's all I understood. It's how I cut my teeth. It's how I began to understand beer in the bottle in the UK. Was these on offer ales that were on the regularly available nationwide on the supermarket shelf, and it just become the beer drinker I am now, or the brewer, if you like, the collaborator that I now am with different breweries from around Europe. It's helped me get 4 million views on YouTube. So what turned out to be a regular beer review of McEwan's Champion Whisky Edition is really a cheers to supermarket beer for introducing people like me to the industry. And I suppose that's what it's there for, really. Is a lot of people that will just buy 4 bottles for £6, enjoy their weekend and not think anything of it. And then there might be the odd 1% out there to think, I'm going to Google that, or I'm going to stick something in YouTube, or I'm going to just inquire about it. And then it leads into maybe a career. It's very strange how these things happen. But yeah, cheers to supermarket beer. Cheers really to McEwan's Champion Whisky Edition for not being anywhere near as bad as the original McEwan's Champion before Wells and Young's took it over. I might add. I've not had it since. But yeah, let's rate this amber coloured, mahogany coloured ale. It leaves a nice lacing on the glass. It's kept its head nicely. It's nice to look at. Is there any whiskey? It depends on again, it's cutting your teeth beer. You might get the slightest touch of whiskey. I certainly don't in the beer, but your palate might be a little bit different to mine. I've had imperial stouts that have been barrel aged in whiskey barrels for 12 months, and you open them and they completely stink of whiskey, and you're like, oh. And they're fantastic beers, but I'm not a whiskey person, so I love them. All at the same time, some of them are too much with the whiskey. It's just too much. It's just more whiskey than beer. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is all beer and next to no whiskey. So how do I rate it? I'm banging on a bit now. How do I rate it? I'm going to give it, for an ale, a 5.8% ABV, for £1.50 a bottle, because it's part of that £4 for £6 beer range. I suppose I'll name the supermarket because it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really matter to you. You want to go and buy this beer, I suppose. Morrison's in the UK. I like that enough, bearing in mind the price, for 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10 from Reload Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! And cheers.